Okay, welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into something I think a lot of us feel, right? That sort of paralyzing fear when you have to speak English. Our mission here in this deep dive is to give you a bit of a shortcut, not just understanding why it happens, but, how to start taking it apart. We're looking at some really foundational insights from this, comprehensive framework, all about freeing up your voice in English. So let's jump in.
Oh, absolutely. It's so common, isn't it? That feeling maybe your mind goes blank or the words just get stuck, or that really intense worry about people judging you. Countless learners deal with this. And honestly, just understanding the root of it, that can be the first big step to making it less powerful. Gives you that quick, solid understanding you might be looking for.
Yeah, that really rings true. We hear those descriptions all the time. Things like, my mind just stops working mid-sentence.
Mm.
Or, it literally feels like the words are stuck in my throat. It's a really common one. And always that worry underneath, my accent's wrong, or they'll laugh at my mistakes.
Right. And psychologists, they actually have a term for this, communication apprehension. Basically, it's your brain firing off a threat warning. It kind of misreads speaking English as like a social danger, even if it's just asking for directions. And the sources we looked at point to three sort of silent alarms that set it off. First is the ego threat, that little voice saying, make a mistake and they'll think you're dumb. Then there's identity clash, feeling like, ugh, this isn't me. I sound fake when I speak English. And the third one, past trauma, maybe remembering a time you were laughed at or corrected really harshly. That stuff sticks.
And it's not just in your head, is it? You feel it. That cortisol spike, your heart hammer, your throat literally tightens up, and suddenly, poof, those thoughts you had lined up, gone. Like your brain just slams the door shut. So the key idea here, the really big takeaway, is that the wall, it isn't actually English. The wall is the fear, specifically the fear of getting negative attention. Okay, so if it's this invisible wall of fear, how do you even start to, take it down? Well, the sources suggest a really powerful first mindset shift. They call it the human mode principle. And here's something interesting. Native speakers, they make mistakes all the time. Their English is often, messy. You hear things like, you don't want to go, or I've seen that movie, or just loads of fillers. I don't know, kind of like mistakes, half thoughts, backtracking. It's just how people talk.
Exactly. And nobody really bats an eye when a native speaker does it, because there's this unspoken agreement where human communication isn't perfect. The human mode idea is about giving yourself that same permission. It boils down to this. I'm here to communicate, not to audition. That's the core rule.
Not to audition. I like that. It really hits home. But how do you actually feel that when you're in the moment, feeling the pressure? The sources give some really practical mantras you can actually use. Say them out loud. Things like, I speak with mistakes, I'm still valuable. Or, fluency is progress, not perfection. That's a good one. And the big one, human mode on N. Seriously, put that on a sticky note maybe, by your screen or on your phone. Just a reminder. And that ties right into the next big idea, doesn't it? Mindset shift. #2 focus on message, not medium. Let's do a quick check. Imagine a friend texts you, I'm late, see you soon. Do you sit there judging the missing I'm or the you? Probably not, right? Why? Because you got the message. The meaning was clear. That's what mattered. So why are we so much harder on ourselves when we speak? If clarity works for a quick text, confidence really starts to grow when you shift your main goal to just getting your meaning across.
Yeah.
Accuracy, that can come second. It's important, but meaning comes first. Exactly. And there's this neat little micro exercise you can try right away. Okay, pick a simple idea in your own language. Like, it's surprisingly windy today. Eek. Now just blurt it out in English, fast, no filter. Maybe today, very wind. Ship. Got the core idea out. Great. Then you can add a little polish. It's very windy today, Verdi. The trick is to celebrate that first step, getting the message delivered. Clarity over perfect grammar, initially. That's the win. Okay, so we've talked about understanding the fear, shifting the mindset, but getting lasting change often means looking back, right? finding the origin, which brings us to this really important part, the root cause audit, where your fear was born. And this does take a little bit of honest reflection from you, the listener.
Yeah, it's worth taking a moment. We've got 3 questions to guide you to help you kind of locate those roots. First one, when did I first feel embarrassed about my English? Try to pinpoint a specific memory. Was it a sharp correction, someone mocking you, a presentation that went wrong? Second, what do I believe will happen if I make a mistake now? What's the specific fear? People laughing, losing respect, looking unprofessional, get specific. And third, whose opinion scares me most? Is it strangers, native speakers, your boss, friends? Knowing the who helps.
Once you've kind of identified those specific fearful thoughts, here's a really practical exercise. The rational counterfact.
Yeah.
For each fear, you actively write down a calm, rational fact to counter it. Just the act of writing it, articulating that counter argument, it's powerful.
It really is. It's about consciously rewriting that internal script, challenging those old stories. So maybe the fear is natives will laugh at me. The rational counterfact could be, actually, most native speakers are pretty impressed that I speak more than one language. Or if the fear is, I'll lose opportunities if I sound bad. Counter that with, speaking up, even imperfectly, actually creates more opportunities than staying silent. What about, I sound childish? Counter, simple language isn't childish. Clear communication earns respect.
And don't just write them down. Here's the key part. Say these counterfacts out loud. Seriously, your brain pays attention to your own voice. It's like giving yourself a direct instruction, a really effective way to start rewiring those negative pathways. So we've looked at the fear, the mindset shifts, digging into the roots. How does this all come together for building real, solid confidence? Well, the sources offer something they call the confidence equation. And the formula itself is actually pretty straightforward. Competence is self-repetition. S, self-compassion.
Yeah, and each part is crucial. Competence, that's actually improving your English skills, your vocabulary, grammar, the nuts and bolts. Repetition, that means practicing consistently, daily if possible. That's what physically changes your brain, makes it more automatic. And self-compassion, this is huge. It's treating yourself like you'd treat a good friend who's learning something tough, with kindness.
Like a 3-legged stool, is it?
Exactly. Take away any one-leg competence without practice, or practice without being kind to yourself when you slip up. And the whole thing, the confidence, it just wobbles and falls. You need all 3 working together.
That makes perfect sense. Okay, so knowing all this, let's give you something really actionable. A quick win exercise, 1-minute bravery. Something you can literally do right after this deep dive.
Okay, here's how it works. Set a timer on your phone for just 1 minute, 60 seconds. Pick a really simple, everyday topic. What you ate for breakfast, your commute, anything mundane. Then just talk about it in English, nonstop. Don't pause for more than, say, 3 seconds. Forget perfect grammar. If you can't find a word, use a simpler one. Just keep talking. When the minute's up, stop. And just notice how you feel. No judgment, just notice.
And why is this little drill so effective? Well, first, it kind of forces your brain into that message first, perfection later mode we discussed. Second, it trains you to tolerate that little bit of stress, proving the fear is usually worse than the reality. And maybe most importantly, it gives you concrete proof. Look, I did it. I spoke English for a whole minute.
Absolutely. And you just build from there. Do it again tomorrow, different topic, the weather, your shoes, whatever. Every little minute adds up. It builds this internal evidence bank that tells you, yeah, I can do this. Confidence grows bit by bit.
So you've really started to peel back the layers on this fear today, planted some really important new ideas. Looking ahead, if we were continuing this deep dive based on the source material, the next stage would be about actual, brain hacking techniques to really solidify these gains. Things like tactical breathing ways to calm panic down really fast, visualization exercises, and cognitive reframing, learning to see mistakes not as failures, but just as data information for next time. There was even a 2-week mental workout plan mentioned to really hardwire that self-belief.
Yeah, lots more tools. But remember that key insight. Courage isn't about not feeling fear. It's about taking action even when you feel afraid. And honestly, just by listening today, by engaging with these ideas, you've already taken real action. That's significant.
Definitely. So let's wrap up what we covered in this part. We've dived into what this English-speaking anxiety really is, helped you start thinking about your personal roots for it. Introduce those key mindset shifts, human mode, focusing on the message, and gave you that 1-minute bravery exercise as a first practical step. The journey toward speaking English more confidently. For you, it's already started.
So here's a final thought to leave you with. If fear is like an invisible wall, what's the very first brick, however small, that you'll consciously decide to remove today? Especially now you know that getting your message across clearly often matters much more than achieving flawless perfection right away.